Have you ever had a hot dog at a stadium, a park, or during a laid-back weekend barbecue? But hey, have you ever wondered, why is it called a hot dog? And how did a sausage tucked inside a bun become a symbol of American cuisine? If you've ever wondered that, drop a comment saying that's so curious below. And if to you, hot dogs are just a quick, easy bite, then stay with us until the end of this video, because the story behind this dish is one of immigration, hustle, and sausage. This all-American food actually wasn't born in America. It's a cultural hybrid. More specifically, it stems from the traditional Frankfurt sausage. In the 19th century, as millions of Germans left their homeland for America, they brought with them not just luggage and memories, but also their food culture. Among those traditions was a long, thin sausage often served with bread, known as Frankfurter or Wiener. Rehook, but how did this simple street food rise to become a national icon? And why does it have the name hot dog? Does it have anything to do with actual dogs? Go ahead and guess, where do you think the name hot dog really came from? Don't Google it just yet, hear the rest of the story first. In the 19th century, America was the promised land for immigrants, and cities like New York became home to hundreds of thousands of Germans. They settled in, opened shops, and of course, began selling their familiar sausages. But there was one small issue: Americans at the time found sausages a bit greasy and awkward to eat on the go. So, a German vendor in Coney Island, New York, named Charles Feltman, came up with a clever fix: place the sausage inside a soft bun so people could eat it with their hands, no forks, no greasy fingers. Boom! A new kind of street food was born, convenient, tasty, and cheap. Then, around 1900, another sausage vendor named Harry Stevens was selling sausages at a baseball game. He jokingly referred to them as hot dachshund sausages because they were long and skinny like the German dog breed. A cartoonist sketched the scene but, not knowing how to spell dachshund, simply wrote hot dog. And just like that, the name stuck, catchy, quirky, and 100% American. Have you ever had a hot dog at a baseball game? What was that moment like for you? Drop a comment and share your experience, it might even bring back a warm memory or two. From a humble immigrant street snack, hot dogs quickly spread across the US, especially at fairs, festivals, and sports events. It became tied to the image of a vibrant, modern, and practical America. But let's not forget, behind every hot dog is the story of immigrants hustling to make ends meet, selling sausages on cold street corners, holding on to the dream of a better life in a new land. Here's one of those weird food facts you'll love: even though hot dogs began as a poor man's meal, there are now hundreds of regional variations. From the Chicago style loaded with pickles, tomatoes, and sport peppers, to the New York style topped with mustard and sautéed onions, every region and community has added their own flavor. It's a way of saying, we belong here, in our own unique way. Have you ever tried a special or unusual hot dog style? Tell us the city and what made it different in the comments below. Let's collect more weird food facts together. So from a simple sausage in a bun, the hot dog became America's national food. But did you know that the journey of the hot dog didn't just happen on street corners or in baseball stadiums? It's actually tied to some remarkable moments in American history. A perfect example: July 4th, Independence Day. It's hard to imagine a backyard celebration without families grilling meat, chatting under the sun, and of course, hot dogs piled high on the table. It's not just a dish, it's a symbol of reunion, sharing, and good old American joy. Rehook, but did you know, there's been an actual battle in America, over the hot dog? Not with weapons, but with passionately heated debates: should ketchup go on a hot dog or not? Are you team ketchup or team no ketchup? Drop your stance in the comments. This debate is hotter than pineapple on pizza. In Chicago, adding ketchup to a hot dog is basically a cultural offense. Their version includes pickles, fresh onions, yellow mustard, tomato slices, sport peppers, and celery salt, but absolutely no ketchup. Meanwhile, in many western and southern states, ketchup is a staple, especially for kids. From New York to Seattle, every city, every region has its own way of enjoying a hot dog. Some add bacon, others pile on sauerkraut, and some go wild with Mexican or Korean-inspired toppings. It shows how the hot dog, though it started from one origin, has deeply integrated into the diverse cultural fabric of America. Have you ever traveled and tried a hot dog that was totally unexpected or out there? Share your story, who knows, it might inspire a video on hot dogs across America. And guess what? Hot dogs even found their way into American politics. In 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt invited King George VI of the United Kingdom for a historic visit, the first time a British monarch had ever set foot in the United States. During the official dinner at the White House, Roosevelt didn't serve a fancy gourmet meal. Instead, he put hot dogs on the table. The media exploded with the news, but the image of the king casually biting into a hot dog won over the hearts of the American public. Suddenly, the hot dog wasn't just a cheap snack, it stood for democracy, friendliness, and cultural connection. And we can't forget the world's most famous hot dog competition, the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, held every year on July 4th at Coney Island. Contestants race to eat as many hot dogs as possible in 10 minutes, with champions downing up to 70 hot dogs. It might seem silly at first, but this event reflects the deep sense of pride Americans feel about this quirky yet beloved dish. It's one of those weird food facts that's hard to believe, that a simple sausage could represent such a huge story about belonging, resilience, and identity. Immigrants didn't just bring a dish, they brought perseverance, creativity, and the desire to belong. If you're an immigrant, or the child or grandchild of someone who crossed oceans to come to America, is there a dish in your family that carries generations of memory? Drop it in the comments, let's spread some warm and delicious stories today. And when you really think about it, from just one hot dog, we can learn something powerful. Sometimes, food is more than food, it's history, it's identity, it's a bridge between strangers. The hot dog doesn't need to be fancy, but it tells the story of immigration, integration, and eventually, becoming a cultural icon. If you love weird food facts and enjoy seeing history through the lens of food, don't forget to follow or subscribe. I've got so many more that's real stories waiting to share with you. Thank you for sticking with me until the end of this video. I know 8 to 9 minutes is a valuable slice of your day, and I truly appreciate you spending it with me on this little journey. Wishing you a delicious, energized day, and if you happen to grab a hot dog today, just remember, you're not just biting into a snack, you're tasting a piece of American history.